Okay, I think we're good. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Bahasham,
Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem,
Bahasham,
Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone,
Bahasham.
and peace and blessings to the elect. Real quick, we're just gonna, get right into it. Okay. As you can see, all right, in the title, man, from niggas to prophets. Okay, because really, when you sit back and you look at the transformation, all right, that the Lord has had taken place, all right, over the years. It's if you really sit back and look at it, all right, from looking back, all right, you'll see it's a very big and great transformation, man. Okay, because looking back at during the time of hardcore slavery, all right, being how the way we were treated like animals, shackled up, naked, being sold on auction blocks and plantations and all of that.
Hmm.
Okay, so who would have thought? Who would have thought that those men would be here 2019, all right, prophesying the downfall of this wicked kingdom, man. Okay, with all the different knowledge, we went from not being able to read or write, all right, to now going into history, breaking down scriptures to where we're teaching this world. Okay, we're not just teaching. Guess what, man? Because the scriptures say we're a prophet unto the nations.
God.
Okay, so we're not just teaching Jake, but even these elites learn from the videos that we put out, man.
Mhm.
These Christians learn from the videos we put out, and it shows you the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because how do you go, all right, from being apparently a good for nothing slave,
Mhm.
all right, being just an object, a property of someone, okay, to being a prophet of the Lord, man. Okay, it's the spirit of the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, and that's why Esau's so scared, because you're looking at men who are sincerely, diligently, constantly reading, and this is the most important book on the planet.
Hmm.
All right, regardless of what you may hear, this is the most important book on the planet. So for men to be able to actually break the code that hasn't been able to be broken by this world, okay, guess what, man? That's a very big thing. Okay, and the elevation is only going to continue,
God.
because we're not just only going to be reading scriptures, man, and breaking them down, man. The Lord is going to make it physical. Okay, He's going to make it physical. All right, so I actually have a quick precept on here. All right, that I could get real quick. This is James chapter 2, verse 5. It says, "Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith?" All right, what's a precept for that? Revelation chapter 2, okay, verse 9. "I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich." How are we rich? We're rich in faith. Okay, and having the knowledge of these scriptures is riches, man. The depth of the riches of this wisdom. All right. So just jumping back, okay, to James, it says, "Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which He hath promised to them that love Him?"
Hmm.
Okay, so how we? Guess what, man? Regardless of what state we were put in, we're still heirs to the kingdom. You can take away everything you can physically take away from us, but it's not going to take away our heritage, man.
God.
Okay, because the Most High who gave it to us, and guess what? Regardless of what you try to do, how and Esau, and that's why Esau's so scared, because he put crack in the community. He allowed this whole Black Panther stuff, all these different things, man. Like constantly plotting to keep Jake down as just niggas, you know. And so for you to see that transformation, man, and I'm pretty sure if you talk to brothers, you'll hear a lot of different stories, all right, about what brothers used to do before coming into the truth. And you see how when we come into this truth, you see the discipline. Okay, the love we have for one another is unlike anything, even in the world, man. It's stronger than even the love among biological family members. All right, and to think you have brothers who might have committed murder, who might have been committed adultery, who would have been in jail. Okay, you look at these men, you don't on sight, you don't see them as anything special. You're like, what, yo, what? Because that's how the world looks at us. You know, he was in jail, bro. He ain't going nowhere, man. He has no future. He dropped out of school. He definitely has no future. You know, look at him, man. Look at the way he's dressed. He's just a nigga. But then for the Lord to be able to take somebody like that and turn them into a prophet, all right, to do the most important work, guess what, man? What people failed to see was the spirit that was within that man. Just because of the condition he was in, that didn't change his spirit. Okay, his spirit has been, if he's of the elect, that spirit has been of the elect from back then, man. Okay, but just because if of the condition he was in, okay, before being his remembrance being stirred up, the condition he was in, that's how we would judge based off of. Okay.
Con. And I'm gonna chime in real quick. Basically, just to back up what you're saying, everything is all through the spirit, really. Because we all understand that we're just men at the end of the day. Every single one of us that come into this truth to push this word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, we understand that we're just men. And it's because the graces of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that makes us who we are as prophets. Okay, because what is a prophet? A prophet is a man who's been ordained by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to do what? To give warning, to say before. Okay, and that's exactly what we're doing today. And believe it or not, we are those same men who were with Yahweh Shai 2,000 plus years ago, even before that time. Okay, those major prophets, we're talking about Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, all these men, they're back here again, man, doing the same thing. Okay, and before they got their calling, because remember, everybody gets a calling. Okay, before we all got our calling, we were all doing nigga shit. Why? Because that's the nature of man. We're not created to be perfect. Okay, and a lot of people saw that side of us, and they saw that transition, but they just never understood that transition. Okay, all they saw was that this guy, like you said earlier, this guy's just a nigga. This guy's always pulling his pants down. This nigga's always smoking. This nigga's always doing this. You see him with every female in the world. He's always banging other people's wives. All types of madness. Okay, he's been arrested many, many times. Drugs, all that stuff. Okay, but then the Lord puts that spirit. You get that call and that spirit, and then it changes everything. And people see that and they're like, wait, what? They can't take you serious. Okay, now. There are countless amounts of written scriptures, okay, to back up what we're saying about how men were just being men and they got the calling. Okay, first being when you go back into the book of Exodus, okay, the 3rd chapter, Moses. Okay, Moses was the biggest prophet back then. Okay, the Lord used him, okay, to rescue the children of Israel out of Egypt. Okay, and that's something that's been spoken of ever since in the culture and our history of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Okay. When you go back into Exodus, the 3rd chapter, start off at the top, it says, now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law. Okay, so this is after Moses had fled Egypt. Okay, he went to the land of Midian. All right, and it says, the father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. Okay, so what was Moses doing? He didn't know he was a prophet. He didn't know that he was chosen by the Lord. If anything, when he got his calling, he was trying to fight it. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, when you get this calling, you try to fight it because you're like, yo, I'm not even qualified for this. But it isn't us. When you go back into the book of Jeremiah, the Lord said it. He said, what? Before you were born, I knew you. I was sanctified in the womb. Okay, so like the brother said earlier, this is something that the spirit within the prophet of the Lord has always been subject to the prophets, man. Okay, continue. It says, and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. And the angel of the Lord Yahweh appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. Okay, so that's right there. It's like, wait, what? That's a mystery. That's the way Moses got his calling. Okay, and Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush. So he got his calling right there. Okay, literally point blank period, and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here I am. Okay, so all of us got the calling. And what do? Here I am. You see? And then
Samuel.
What happened?
Samuel. When the Lord called him.
Exactly. He said the same thing. You see? So that's the same spirit that we're in. When we got our calling, what do? We hasted to get this word. That's the I am here. Here I am. Okay? Father, use me. All right? We wasn't scared. We wasn't trying to run away like Jonah. We try to hide and shit. Nah. We went straight up to the battle. Like, yo, Father, we've been messing up this whole time. What do you need us to do?
That's okay? Right.
And the spirit is what burns, and then guess what? You start doing the works. All right?
Yeah. Hey, and that's a beautiful point you just made, because guess what, man? It's funny because though we were looked at as niggas because we were just doing what everybody else would be doing,
Mhm.
guess what? We still had that spirit of humility, all right, and meekness and sincerity.
Mhm.
Because if not, we wouldn't have been able to even give the ear to this word, man. If not, because ultimately the Lord does what? He has men who come out here and teach, but that's the calling.
Right.
But the scriptures telling in Revelation 3, I believe the 20th verse, the Lord said, if he knocks at the door, but if you open the door, he will come in and sup with you. So you got to open the door, man. So when you look at a lot of these people that walk by or scoffing and all of that, guess what? Although at one point we were acting like they were, we still had that humility enough, all right, or that spirit within us to give the ear to the Lord.
Right.
These people don't. They're proud.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, we were niggas among niggas, but we were a different kind of niggas because of our spirit that was within us. Okay. All right. We were niggas under condition, meaning because of the condition we were in, we were niggas. That's how we were conditioned. That's that's our environment. Okay. But the rest of Israel, they're niggas in the flesh, and as of right now in the spirit. Okay. But see,
Yeah, you got it. Finish.
Hey, yeah, and but as for us, that's why the scripture says, stirring up your pure remembrance. Okay. Hey, you might drink a drink and be like, man, this drink ain't even all that. So you stir it up, and then the sugar sets in there. Now you're like, oh damn, this is just banging. That's why certain drinks they'll tell you got to shake it, before you use it, because that's when you get the full effect. But at the forefront, you thinking it's just some whatever, it tastes all that. Then you shake it up, you're like, oh, okay, that there it is. But I got a quick precept here. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 26.
Mhm.
For ye see your matter of fact, I'll start at 25. Because the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men. And the weakness, well, because who created wisdom? Okay, the scriptures tell you that wisdom is the breath of God. Okay, the breath. So for you to be out here thinking you are something. Listen, man, the only reason you know anything is because it's from the Most High. But yeah, you got people who are so proud that they think that, and by people I'm talking about you, Esau. All right, they think that they can outsmart the Lord or find a loophole, and you're dealing with the Most High, man. So it says the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men, and the weakness of the Most High is stronger than men. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, okay? Because in today's society, what would that be considered? You got your doctors, are people who have doctorates, PhDs, these mayors, presidents, people in high states, man. These people who go to these theologian schools and all of that. Hey, these pastors who have a degree in religion, they're esteemed as, oh damn, you got a degree, oh wow, you must be on point, But guess what? It says here, for how that not many wise men after the flesh. Because majority of us, man, we weren't looked at as scholars, man. Hell, me personally and you, we both hated studying, man.
That's true.
you can tell us a damn thing about studying, man. I don't know I didn't know what it was, man. It didn't exist to me.
Right.
Okay. But the reason was because of what it was. We were being forced to study, man. But when it came to this truth, it was of our own will, man. All right, because we now have a reason, we have a purpose, we want to, our spirit actually wants to. Okay, but in the world, we weren't considered a wise man after the flesh, man. We were just like everybody else, which is why the Lord said a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country, because the people in your own country know what you were like before you that transition. So it's hard for them, like you said earlier, to see you as, oh shoot, he's an actual prophet, because their whole life they've grown up seeing you as what you used to be.
Right.
And because they've not been given the spiritual eye salve to see the spirit within you is different and listen and perceive the words you're speaking, they still look at the outward image and say, yeah, that was the face of the person that committed the crime. So that's that. Even though he's innocent, that's still the face I remember. He's still the culprit because that's the face I saw when he walked into that mall.
Right.
That's the mindset that Jake got.
That's pretty much the same thing with Paul when he was Saul. He was persecuting the church. Everybody saw him as oh, he's just a nigga. He's a nigga who was part of the Pharisees persecuting the church. Hey, even the disciples, to the point where when he became from Saul to Paul, everybody was like, yo, wait, what you mean? Like he's part of he's pushing the word now? No, we can't trust this guy. It took some time. It took him to actually gain that trust and for the Lord to put the spirit on other men to see him for who he is. Remember? Because when the Lord was talking to Ananias, he said,
Shalom.
well, he's a chosen, shalom, brother. He's a chosen vessel of mine. The Lord literally chose Paul to do his work.
That's
He
right.
had to open the eyes of Ananias to accept Paul because he said, this guy is, he's persecuting the church. What you mean go to him and what? Heal him? Nah, we're not doing that. The Lord is like, no. He's a chosen vessel of mine. So he is going to do my work and you're going to take care of him. And
Yeah.
you see, so that's the same thing for us. That's why other men see us. We all see other brothers, and we're like, we're on the same path. We came from one place from what niggas, okay, just niggas being niggas, right? And now the Lord has given us that spirit of prophets. He's revived us. Okay,
Right.
we were dead. Okay, he revived us and said, no, you guys are going to be the leaders of the nation to come. You're going to be the leaders of the nation of Israel. By how? By prophesying. Okay, prophesying and waking up the rest of the elect. All right. You know how hard that is? It's not that easy. Okay. But it takes faith to actually believe that you're part of those men who are called to do this work and to do it sincerely too. But you got it.
Yeah, that's right. Let me just finish this precept real quick.
Mhm.
First Corinthians chapter 1, verse continuing in 26.
Yeah.
For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. All right. But the Most High hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. Okay, so I'm gonna run it back again. It says, for ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. Because guess what? The scriptures also tell you that, I believe it was in Proverbs, it says, give me not too many riches. All right. So roughly paraphrasing that way I don't lose focus of the truth, but don't give me poverty to where all I can think about is what I'm gonna eat next. You know, let me be right there in the middle, so you know I can get my daily bread and keep focus on this word. Okay, and so the people, nobles, the last thing they're concerned about is this word. All right, but when you go look, man, an example is this. Let's say you have maybe a half-eaten bowl of food or whatever the case may be, and you try to present that to a regular average citizen. They're gonna look at you like you're crazy, like you're disrespecting them. But let's say you present that to a homeless person or somebody who's hungry. Guess what? They're gonna accept that with gratitude. Okay, they're gonna look at you. Why? Because of the condition they're in. It has humbled them. It has made them meek. All right, and that's why the Lord said He didn't call those average citizens. Because why? They're gonna look at Him like, what? You want me to leave all my riches, my job, and all of that, my reputation, to go and wear a garment, which they will call a dress, and go stand in the streets and prophesy? What are you talking about? You know, you disrespecting me or what? As opposed to that homeless man who would take that food with graciousness and gratitude, because he's like, yo, damn, okay, like I didn't have any, but now at least I have something. And that's how we are when we got this truth. We were like, oh shoot, we got a promise, we got a kingdom. We're Israelites. What? Whoa, spiritual power. You know, so we're accepting it with that gratitude and that joy. All right.
Hey, that's a beautiful example you use real quick. And also you gotta think about it this way, that you know, like using the poor man analogy, the homeless man analogy, is all of us, like the homeless man is looking for hope of somebody to save me. You see, and we got that hope of salvation through Yahweh Shem Yahushai and through the men that He set up before us to what? To give us that the words of knowledge, the words of life, right? So as homeless men, all right, we knew that we're in a messed up predicament right now. We need to get out of here. You know, you're walking around, everyone you see is like they're chilling, they're living life, but for you, it's just you just can't do it. You got people who invite you to their crib and be like, oh, here, take this, but to you, it's like, nah, man. You know, you always knew that there's something wrong with this world. You all of us, we all felt that. And then when you get this word that revives you, you're like, oh, that's what it is. So you take that, like, hey, the parable Yahushua gave about a man who sees
oh yeah,
in the field, right?
Yeah, the kingdom of heaven be likened unto that gold.
Exactly. It's the same thing for us, right? We give up our whole lives because we understand that there is something greater than this world. There's something greater than this life that we're looking for, that hope of salvation. And it's not a selfish thing. It's not just us looking for it, but for a whole entire nation. Okay, think about that for a second. It's like, yo, only a select few men have that spirit on them to think like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in the world of people being so selfish and self-centered, for you to actually have that spirit of being selfless and looking for not just for yourself, but of Yahushua as well. Hey, that's the same spirit of Yahushua was in. Okay, he didn't come like, hey, he's the King of Kings. He has his kingdom. He said, no, I'm gonna have you brothers join me. That's dope as fuck, man. Hey, King David had the same spirit. He never prayed for himself alone. He prayed for the nation of Israel as well, all the time, man. You see, that's the spirit of a king. That's the spirit of a prophet of the Lord, man. Because if you don't care about your people, and you don't love your people, why would you go prophesy life to them? You don't care about that. But it's that joy, that preciousness of having this truth. That's what makes you want to share with other people, because you want other people to also enjoy that truth as well. But it comes to the sad realization that, oh, it's just only a few of us who are going to enjoy this thing, man. You gotta rock with it. You know what I'm saying? You got it.
Hey, yeah, beautifully said, man. Beautifully said. And because we understand that really, you know, we're that last stand. You know, that's a nice topic. The last stand. You know, but yeah, we're that last stand, because if not for us, okay, who else? Like, you look at the world, who else is like us and does what we do? Nobody. Everybody else, and not even like they're close. No, they're far from it, man. Okay, they're far from it. So if the Lord decided that he wasn't going to set us up, all right, to come and prophesy in his name, then who else would be left to do it? Because the rest of the nation is gone. The rest of the nation is gone. If we all were to be like that, we ain't with this. The scriptures do say the Lord could raise up stones. Okay, but just for example's sake, if we were to just be like, nah, well, that's it, then who else? Then the whole nation would just be a bunch of reprobates, and the Lord would just do away with us.
Oh yeah.
But why is he? The scripture said, "For mine elect's sake." Okay, that's why. So it's through the elect that the rest of the nation is going to gain that salvation, man. All right, starting from Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Guess what? The elect got salvation, or is going to get salvation through Yahushai, but the nation is going to get come back through the elect. Okay. So let me continue here. It says, but the Most High has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Okay, and guess what? Here it is. People walk past us and they look at us like, you know, you see, you know, men, all right, that look, you know, Jake. You see Jake and you're just like, yeah, whatever. Because the expectation, the stigma on Jake is just, you know, he's just what good can come from, you know, a nigga, you know. But guess what? Those same niggas. You have scholars, historians, all of them that come and they get confounded. Okay, and that why? Because Luke 21:15, the Lord says he's going to give us a mouth that none of our adversaries can gainsay. So it's the spirit of the Lord that'll have somebody say something and you perceive where he's going with it. So you already get the cuts lined up. You know, you tell him, give me this precept, give me that precept. And by the time he finishes his sentence, you already hit him with precepts. You know, and you got different people who they study it. They go deep in there and they come and they get confounded. All right. So it says here, the Most High hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things that are which are mighty. Because in this society, if you were to compare us, all right, status wise with or rank wise with these elites, all right, or these higher ups, guess what? We wouldn't be on an equal platter. Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. They're in rulership right now, and we're the slaves. Okay, so we're considered weak in this society because we don't have the weaponry they do. All right, why we made strong through Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. All right, but on average, man, we're just you know, we're not in any position, all right, to be on equal level with the elites, man. Status wise, money wise, okay, but yet we're able to do something that's so dangerous to them. You know, we're able to confound them. We're bringing down their kingdom, their stronghold. Why? How? By this word, man.
Hey, and that's why it's funny that you said that. That's why Esau is stupid, because he really thinks that all of us are prophets. So that threat, that danger that we have towards him and his kingdom, he thinks that that's for the whole entire nation. And this is the one thing Esau is trying to prevent. You think Esau put up all these different systems because of Jake in general? No. He was thinking about the main prophets because he knew once these men wake up and start prophesying the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, his kingdom is done. So he set up all these different things. He set up the school system. He set up a military system. He set up segregation. He set up all these things to weaken Jake. Okay, to weaken
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood, all these different things, hoping that, okay, you know what, we've set everything up that if there was an uprising, a spiritual awakening, we could kind of like quell it a little bit. You see, and a lot of our people eat up all the snares that Esau set up, man. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there talk about, oh, there's no such thing as racism no more. My man, that is just a distraction because there is still such thing as segregation. It's called residential segregation. Look into that. Okay, why do you think Jake is in one side and then Esau is living in another side, and you paying so much taxes on your side, and you're not seeing no improvements in your communities, man? Your roads are still messed up. You ain't getting no clean water to drink. All these different things that Esau does. Your education system is messed up as hell. Okay, why do you think Esau is doing all that for the whole entire nation? No, for some Jake who's pulling his pants down, walking around smoking weed. No, he's worried about the prophets, man. He's doing everything in his power. Okay, well, I'm gonna set it up here. Every country you go to, Esau finds a way to manipulate things to keep Jake in a low vibration, man. But then through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we woken up to this truth, man. We woke up to the fact of who we are, and we've gotten that calling, the spiritual calling of who? You are prophets, and you got to go out there and do the work. Hey, scriptures say what? Everything is set at an appointed time. So there's nothing Esau can really do to hinder this truth from coming out. Okay, and there's a point that you made earlier, the precept that you brought out about how the Lord uses the lowest of this world, the weakness of this world, to confound the wise. There's a testament for that. When you go into the book of Acts, the 4th chapter, down to the 13th verse, it says, now when they saw the boldness of Peter and John, okay, and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men. Why did they perceive that? Because what was John's job and what was Peter's job? When you go back into the beginning stages of, I'll say either Mark or Luke, or even Matthew, what was Peter's occupation? Peter was just a fisherman with his brother Andrew, okay, before they got that calling by Yahushua. So to them, they've always known them as what? Oh, just fishermen. What do you know? You're a fisherman. You've never been to school. You're not on our level. The Sanhedrins, the scribes, the Pharisees. You know, you're not on our level. So why should we ever take you serious? Even Yahushua, they said, isn't he the son of the carpenter? Why should we take this guy serious? You see, but then continue. It says what? They marveled. So they're like, oh, what the you see, the same reaction our people get when you sit down, you talk to them, be like, damn, bro, you kind of, I didn't know you knew about that. Mm-hmm. They're marveled at that. They're like, damn, how you know this? Like, you mad young. How do you have all this information? Mm-hmm. So certain Edomites, and you say certain things, they'd be like, they look at you a little different. Like, what kind of book is that? What book are you reading? Mm-hmm. You see, they start getting intrigued. They get marveled because they don't expect that from a regular nigga. You see. Continue, says, and they took knowledge of them. So they start taking notice, like, okay, these niggas are saying some deep shit now. You see? And you get that a lot. A lot of people come up and they be like, yo, y'all really know y'all shit. I fucks with y'all. I really know y'all shit. Yeah, of course, because it's not of us, it's of the Heavenly Father.
That's right.
It says, and they had been, it says that they had been with Yahushua. Okay, the King of Kings himself has imparted his knowledge. Back then, he did it with a 3-year span, okay, of teaching the disciples how to understand what to know and how to teach it. Okay, but now this time he did it what? Through the Spirit, through the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, man. So it wasn't physical, it was a spiritual thing. Yeah. Because all of us waking up, Yahushua didn't come up to us and be like, tap, 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 hey, open your door, I'm here to sup with you. Nah, it was all through the Spirit. Okay, so that's how we got our calling, and then we hopefully were part of the chosen of those who were called.
That's right. Hey, you mentioned, you made a couple of great points on there about, they said what? They took counsel, all right, or they took notice that they had been with Yahushua, all right, because of the way they were teaching, because they're like, hold up. The way you guys are speaking and the way you bringing stuff out and all that, there's only one person we know that's like that, you know, because Yahushua was a phenomenon, because the way he was doing things weren't usually done like that. And that's like when you start talking to somebody in the world, right, and you bringing out scriptures and stuff like that, what are they gonna ask you? They're like, you one of them Israelites? You know, you part of them Israelites or whatever the case may be. Why? Because they know what the origin is like. They know, okay, the Israelites, this is how they talk. This is what things they say.
Mm-hmm.
So when they see you saying that, what they associate with you with that. Just like when they saw the apostles and John and Peter, they were like, yeah, they definitely had to have been with Yahushua, because what they're saying, that's what he was saying.
Yes.
Now, why did they say that? What they perceived they were unlearned and ignorant men, is because back then, if you look at it, what business does a fisherman have breaking down scriptures
Right.
to scribes and Pharisees and the rest of the nation?
Right.
You know, if you just a fisherman, what business do you have? Yeah, you might make your bread, but all you do is wake up and do your fishing and take care of your household. You, in their mind, they're saying you leave the scriptures and the law and stuff to us, because yes, they had schools, they had libraries, and they have all of that for those who were raised up in households of nobility.
Right.
They would raise them up and train them and teach them in the law,
Right.
teach them in the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
Gamaliel was an example. It says he was a doctor in the law.
Right.
Okay, so he had studied the scriptures and he had gained that reputation. So guess what? They, like even Josephus. All right, it tells you because of his line, because of the nobility he was raised in. Guess what? They gave him the best knowledge, the best treatment, the best schools, and all of that. Okay, and it tells you, like Paul, Gamaliel taught Paul. You see, so in order to really deal with the scriptures, just like today, who does the world really consider to deal with scriptures like that? Will be pastors, you know, because that's the stigma on there. Yeah, I understand if the pastor's talking about it. But what the hell are you doing breaking down scriptures?
Right.
You know, so they looking at them like, hold up, you have no business with this. Where are your phylacteries? You know, like where you? I didn't see you at the council meeting.
Right.
You know? So what's going on here? Who are you? And how are you gonna tell us things that we've been brought up our whole lives being taught? But then you making sense with it too. That's the problem.
Right.
You know,
right.
So they're looking at you like, but wait, time out. Then that's why they marveled, because they're like, wait, hold up, what? Like, oh wait, check that. Wait, he just said that. I opened it, check that. Oh shit, it's in there. Oh, these guys, man, how? You know, like they were never taught with us. Right. We didn't go to school. We didn't learn with you. How the hell do you know this? You know, so they're like, yo, that's crazy. And people, like you were saying, people do the same thing with us. You know, they're like, yo, you're so young. You know, like, how do you know all this? And when we speak, we have knowledge on everything.
Right.
You know, we can tell you about the dietary laws, you know, or things you should put and things you shouldn't put into your body. We can break down the whole thing with the Illuminati. We can explain to you the creation of the earth. We can explain to you why and what's wrong with the earth. Every single angle, we can break it down to you, whether it's history to geography to all of that. Why? Because we need to have studied that in order to understand the scriptures. Okay. So I have a precept here. This is Matthew chapter 11, verse 25. It says, and at that time, Yahushua answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent and has revealed them unto babes. Okay. So meaning that at the time, who were considered the wise and prudent? The scribes, the Pharisees, the elders. Okay. But the Lord had hid the true understanding from them and revealed it unto babes who were who? The apostles, who they were considered what? Common men. That's why they called them ignorant and unlearned. Okay. So the Lord said, you have revealed it unto babes. Okay. Because guess what? Yeah, the scribes knew the law. Yeah, they knew what was written in there, but they didn't understand. They didn't know the doctrine. Okay. Guess what? You can have the puzzle pieces, but if you don't know where to go to put it together, you can't form the picture. And the disciples got that through Yahushua. Okay. They got the law, the book is there. Anybody can open the book. You can open it, you can read it. But do you understand what words are written in there, which goes with what, and how to make sense of it? That's the thing. And that's what the Lord revealed onto babes, which were at the time the disciples, which became apostles. An example being when Yahushua asked Peter, who do you think I am? What did Peter say? Peter said, what? You the Messiah. And he said, flesh and blood have not revealed it unto you, but my Father which is in heaven. Okay. Continuing on. Let me see. Even so, Father, for so it seemeth good in thy sight. Okay. it seems good and nice. Oh, beautiful precept. Let me read this real quick. It's on the comment board. This is Daniel Silos, if I'm pronouncing that right. Forgive me. It says, Sirach 6:22, for wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, the scriptures also tell you that the Lord had made a tabernacle or the dwelling place for wisdom with Jacob.
God.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, you know what, there's certain things that Jacob just naturally talented at, Jacob just naturally good at. Jake just know how to do certain things. You know, certain things Esau has to study Jake to learn how to do is already within our nature.
Right.
You know, and that's why even though we were pushed into ghettos, pushed into corners, we still came up with all these different discoveries that are used worldwide, man.
Mm-hmm.
Certain music, certain dances, okay, the way we dress, swag, all of these different things is because it's not because of where we were, but because of who we were. Okay, regardless of where you put us, we'll put things together from where you've put us, and we'll come up with something that you can have the best of the best and still not have the creativity to do it. If you go to Central America, South Central America, they make vehicles out of parts that they find in the garbage and all that, and they make a business from it. You know, they're very creative and they're able to use their resources, all right, to their benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because that's just Jake, man. Okay.
What about that kid in Nigeria who took just a regular cell phone and he created a whole sci-fi movie out of that?
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like he just took and then there's another kid too, I believe I forget what country exactly, in the western part of Africa as well. And he created like a miniature stadium and all these different things, just being creative. You know what I'm saying? Just having the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because the Most High is the creator of all things. And so it's befitting for his children to be having creative minds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why Esau does so much to try to like mess everything up, because he understands that, if these people with that creative ass, man, if they wake up to create something righteous, it's gonna be a problem, because everything we do is a trend. You see what I'm saying? That's why Esau spends so much money investing in Jake to set up trends that's distracting to the rest of the nation, man. You see what I'm saying? But if Jake was to wake up and set up trends that's actually righteous, the whole nation will be on some different type of time. Mm-hmm. And people will be in a world of pain and hurt. And that's why they can't stand that. They can't understand that. And that's why they try so hard with the corny ass little things they do with the whole internet thing to try to like cut back on this word that's being pushed out. But it's not even of us. Like scripture say, prophesy to the wind. We just do the videos and we put it up on the YouTube. That's really prophesying to the wind, man. Like we just put it up on the web, and the Lord just does his thing, man. It carries, okay? And whoever's gonna see it sees it, because they're meant to see it. All right. And there's nothing Esau could do about it. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing Esau could do about it, because there's been times where we do a whole video, we go out there and teach for like 4 or 5 hours, and then YouTube says, oh no, hey, by the way, there was a song that was playing in the back that has nothing to do with y'all, but that was playing in the back and it's copyrighted, so we can't put this video up. Well, too bad, because guess what? A brother's going to do a sit down and bring out the main point. It could have been just 10 minutes out of 4 hours that an elect of the Most High had to watch to wake up. And the Lord will do in such a way that a brother will do that video for 10 minutes, and that's all that's needed, man. So you can't beat the Lord anyway, anyhow you come through, bro. It doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. And plus, it could be a point where the Lord said, you know what? This video that you're doing for 4 hours, nobody on the YouTube is going to see it. Maybe somebody who's passing by in real life is the one who's going to see that. So the message has been sent regardless, you see? And guess what? Those people who wake up, they're not going to wake up and say, oh, I heard the word from niggas. They look at us as like, I heard the word of the Most High, regardless of who it came from, because there are men here today who are pushing this word in righteousness and sincerity, who've been called by the Most High, but they're not going to make it to the end as chosen of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, that's why we always say what? Hopeful elect.
That's right.
But you got it. Go
ahead. This is Hosea chapter 1, verse 9. It says, then said the Most High, call his name Lo Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God. Okay, because keeping in mind that Israel was doing, was on that wicked vibe, all right, constantly doing wickedness and misusing the prophets, not only the prophets, but the ways that the Lord had given us. To where you had Jake that would premeditate a sin, and then have their sin offerings ready to where I'm done with this. You know, I lurked. All right, okay. I see the dude just went to work. I'm gonna go in there to take care of his wife, and I'm gonna have my sin offering where whatever it is that I need to take. But don't worry, I got that. I had that set in advance last night. You
Hey,
know,
real quick, that is an example you always use because it's true. Jake does that. Like that's the biggest. I'll say that's one of the biggest sins that Jake commits all the time, whether it's physical or spiritual. Jake is always committing some type of adultery, man. So
yeah,
it's always a good point to bring out. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
gone. Yeah, that's just and they know they shouldn't do it, but them demons, man. So you had Jake committing all those wicked acts, and the Lord said, you know what, I'm done with this. All right. And so guess what? For a certain portion of time, the Lord allowed our enemies to take over. Okay, and he drew himself back. Okay. And that's why we were in that darkness, that falling away. Okay. And how do you think we ended up on cargo slave ships? How do you think we ended up being mutilated, being castrated, being treated like animals and all of that? What? Because at the time we weren't the Lord's people, man. The Lord decided that he was upset. He's upset, man. Okay. And that's why he allowed us to go through that. But continuing, it says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. Okay, because we're allowed, you can't count the sand of the sea. Okay. And that's how much we are. All right. Which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. All right. Yasharallah, he is a prince of God. Okay. But in that area, when the place where we were called niggas and spicks and jigaboos and wetbacks, okay, thieves, okay, immigrants, illegal immigrants, all these different things, all these different terms, in that same place, we would be called what? The sons of God. Now, hold on. How were we going to go from niggas to being called the sons of God? Okay. And who would be calling us that? Okay. Because there has to be something in between that would take us from being perceived as not the people of the Lord to now the sons of the living power. Okay. And that was what? That was the spirit of the Lord, man. That was the spirit of the Lord that came in and woke us up. Okay. And by way of men going out there and prophesying and waking our people up and telling them, no, you're not just niggas, you're Israelites. You are the sons of the living power. All right. From that, we woke up. We said, oh, shoot. Okay. Now we start doing the same thing. And guess what? Not only us, now you have other nations, even heathens, looking at it. They're saying, yeah, you're right. Those are the Israelites. What was that dude that said, I forgot what his name is, but he said, how the hell the Israelites going to leave black and come back white?
I think wasn't it Ahmadinejad?
Yep.
I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, correct me on the comment board. But I think it was the
Egyptian.
No, I think no. Move on.
Whatever it may be. Look, the point is, he said it. All right, he said it, and and guess what? These heathens. Hey, you even had a who was it? Was it the Ishmaelites or so? They sent a letter to a pastor saying, "Yo, we need you to wake up and come back and start ruling, man, because this world is getting messed up, and we know that y'all the true Israelites." Okay, so not only are we saying it, but the world is seeing it. Why? Because of that spirit. Now, just you wait till the Lord turns up the heat, man. Acts 2.0. Okay, and then and when the scripture's saying, "Then shall they be known who am I chosen?" It's gonna be no doubt in anybody's mind, man. All right, everybody's gonna know. Okay, so let me see. I think that was it on that precept.
Let me can I get a real quick precept?
Yeah, come on.
Back what you're saying up. And this is the book of Hosea, chapter 5, verse 15. It says, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early. Okay. And who are the people who seek in the Lord right now? The prophets of the Lord, the men of the Lord, really the elect of the nation of Israel. We're the only ones who are actually seeking the Lord, man, day in, day out. Okay, how do we do that? By going back to our law, statutes, and commandments, okay, and following them to the best of our ability. Okay, that's the first thing you got to do to plead to the Lord. That look, this is what you said. Okay, this is the covenant we made. I'm back. I do want to. Okay, let me just adhere to the agreement that we made. That's the first thing. Okay, and then if you're a prophet of the Lord, guess what? You gain that spirit of what? Prophecy. Okay, and you do that what? To the best of your ability. And that's also a way of what? Seeking the Lord early, man, because you understand that you are in an afflicted state. All right, your people are in an afflicted state, and you want it to end. Okay, because you do remember the words of Micah 2:10 that tells us what? Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. For it is polluted, and it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. And we see it all the time. There's a reason why our people are getting gunned down with no justice. And a cop could literally get off of it by saying, "Oh, I didn't know the law." And in the Supreme Court, they say, "Oh yeah, that's cool. You can get off like that because you didn't know the law." But as a citizen, if you don't know the law, hey, you asked out. You can't steal somebody's bike and say, "Oh, I didn't know the law. I didn't know I could." Your ass is going to jail. But let a cop shoot you down and say, "Oh, that I didn't know that." Okay, cool, no problem. You see, and that's a system that's actually agreed upon by senators, okay, by legislators, okay, by the Supreme Court. These are all things that counts as affliction, man. Who else on this planet Earth is going through those kind of things that we're going through? Our people are just getting murdered and it's all unjustified? No, 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 not anymore. Because Yahweh Shai is going to bring that justice, man. Okay, all the bloodshed that's happened upon our people and upon this land, the Lord is he's gonna recompense us, man. He's gonna give us back everything you guys took away from us, and 1,000-fold, man, 100-fold, man. Okay, and that's gonna be in the kingdom of heaven to come, which is also gonna be here on earth, man. Okay, continuing, I'm gonna jump to the 6th chapter. It says, "Come and let us return unto the Lord Yahweh." Okay, so who are the ones saying that? By going out there in the highways and byways and prophesying the downfall of this place and the coming salvation of our people, we're telling our people, "Come, okay, and return, and let us return to the Lord," man. Okay, for he hath torn and he will heal us. Okay, why did the Lord tear us up? Because we disobeyed him in the first place. Okay, that's why he dispersed us. He put us in all these different countries, different nations, okay, to be afflicted. Okay, slavery. Okay, what happened to so-called natives, our brothers from the tribe of Gad, Reuben? All right, all the things that happened, man. The Northern Kingdom. Okay, that's part of the Lord tearing us up, man. Okay, and literally breaking us apart from each other. That's why you have Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom. You have so-called blacks against so-called light-skinned blacks. All the shit that's happening, the inside house fighting and all that shit, that's the Lord tearing you apart, man. Okay, because you coming together, that's a problem. And he said, "Nah, you know what? I'm gonna break you apart, man. How about that?" Okay, it says, "And he will heal us." Okay, and that healing process is happening now. Okay, what when you go into Amos 9:11, it says, "Well, the Lord is what he's building up he's building
the tabernacles of David, yeah, as in the days of old.
David as in the days of old, and he's closing the breaches thereof, man." Okay, so that's the part of the building process and the healing process. Okay, he hath smitten and he will bind us up. Okay, how is he binding us up? With the hope of salvation, man. Okay, through who? Through Yahweh Shai. Okay, which happened 2,000 years ago, man. Okay, continues, says, "After 2 days he will revive us, and the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight." Okay, so we are in the third day right now, man. The arising. Okay, and what is his sight? The law, statutes, and commandments. And ultimately, when we get into the kingdom, man. Okay, you got it, brother.
That's right. I have a quick precept here. This is Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves." Okay. And are we not in the land of our captivity right now? Okay. And are we not remembering ourselves? Okay. So really sit back and think about it as to, if it wasn't for the Spirit of the Lord, where would we be? Okay. Because how, and that's what these elites ask all the time. How did we come to find out that this book was really for us, man? You listen to the breakdowns of the scriptures, man. You listen to how the Lord put the Spirit on certain men to piece certain things together and bring out this truth, bring out this doctrine. You're like, how? You know, if we weren't taught, we wouldn't have understood it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. How the hell do we know that we're the Israelites? What prompted you to even go and pick up a Bible to go in it like that? You know, because the average Jake, they don't have a Bible, but it'll be catching dust. You know, or they'll be listening to some pastor who's controlled by Esau to lie to them. So what prompted who, all right, or certain men to go and read it, not just read it, but to understand it? That's the Spirit of the Lord, man. Okay, and on top of that, put in the strong spirit upon the elders to stay out there, even when it seemed as though nobody was listening, man. Okay, to stay out there. And what happened over time? It blew up. You know, now you have a whole lot of people inquiring and all of that. But the Lord designed it systematically. So it says, they shall remember themselves,
Mm.
okay, and shall know that I am the Lord their power. All right. That's why we always call upon the name. Okay. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear. Okay. And that's when the Lord, what? He renewed our mind, he renewed our spirit. All right. To where now we understand the scriptures, man.
Mm.
Now we're able to perceive what's being said. We're able to accept it, man.
Mm.
It says, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name.
Mm.
Guess what? We can't help but do that. All right, we can't stop thinking about the scriptures, thinking about the Lord. Anything you see in this world just reflects right back to the scriptures.
Yep.
You know, it's like an innate behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and return from their stiff neck and from the wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. All right. It says, and I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Hey, the scriptures say, a small one shall be a great nation. Okay, we're gonna increase. We're not gonna be diminished. We're not gonna be getting gunned down and dying at massive rates. No, we're gonna be populating at massive rates.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It says, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. But how is that covenant going to remain everlasting? Why? Because when the Lord puts those laws in our heart and programs us righteously, we're never going to go off. Okay, so that agreement is going to be forever and ever and ever, man. That contract is going to last forever because we're never going to break it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good.
So yeah, that was basically what I have here in Baruch. I know you.
Let me finish with this real quick. Going back to the whole topic. You know what I'm saying? This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, which we always bring out. But start off at the top. It says, "The hand of the Lord Yahweh was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord Yahweh, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones." Okay, the valley, which is today America, man, because this is the most shallow, the shallowest of all shallow grounds, man. Okay, in terms of philosophies, in terms of so-called freedoms that people have, in terms of the wickedness. Okay, this is the worst place to be, Babylon. Okay, in today's day and age, of course, it says, "And caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry." Okay, so that's us today. When we look at as prophets of the Lord, when we look at America, we always give this example that, damn man, our people over here are dead and gone. You compare it to other nations, other countries. Jake over there actually listen and they actually perceive what you're saying. Only here in Babylon is where Jake is so stiff-necked and so hard-headed that it's hard for you to even penetrate with the word, man. Okay, so that was a challenge that Ezekiel had. He was a little bit doubting, like, wait, what, like. Let's keep going. It says, "And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?" So the Lord is asking him, can these bones live? You go into a valley with dead people, dry bones and shit, and the Lord is asking you, can these bones live? That's like, what kind of question is that? He said, and I answered, "Oh Lord power, thou knowest." You know the answer to that. You know damn well they can't live. Why are you asking me that? But then the Lord, this is how he works. When you're in doubt, okay, this is how he works. It says what? Again, he said unto me, "Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord." Okay, and that's the same thing we're doing today. Okay, the Lord literally picked us up and put us up, and he said, "Look, you prophesy unto these people." And to us, it's like, oh my goodness, these people are not gonna listen. What do you mean prophesy? What we gotta tell them? We've been talking to them about, well, the elders been starting this for over 30 plus years, and they're not listening. Why waste our time? And the Lord said, no, you prophesy unto them. And like the point that you made earlier about what, even when it was time where it seemed like nobody was listening, they kept pushing. Okay, and as a result, you got other men like us who woke up to this thing, man. Because think about it. Anyone who came into this truth after the year 2000, you think about it a little bit like, damn, so these men really thought the Lord was about to end all this stuff. What about me? I wasn't here then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start thinking about it, like, damn, brother, like, but the Lord had different plans. You see? Continue, it says, "Thus saith the Lord power, unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live." Okay, so that's the same thing. What are people going from niggas to prophets? Are people going from calling themselves Black, Latino, Native American to what? To an Israelite?
Mm-hmm.
When you hear another person say, "Yeah, I'm an Israelite," I know that's a form of like awakening. Even though they might not fully be in the truth, you still hear that acknowledgement of calling themselves Israelites. It's like, oh shit, that's crazy. You see? Continue, it says what? And I will lay sinews upon you and will bring up flesh upon you. Now, sinew is basically a tissue that connects your bones, your ligaments, your tendons that's inside your body. Okay, so for that to happen, you're looking at bones that are broken and falling all over the place, and you have sinews that's connecting everything together, which is this word. Okay, because this word is what takes brothers from different parts of the world. You got brothers who were into drugs. You got brothers who were committing all kinds of adultery. You got brothers who was all types of different madness. Okay, and the sinew, which is this word, is what's bringing everybody together to build up that body. Okay, continue, says what? And will bring up flesh upon you and cover you with skin and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord, which is what? Life, which is what? This truth. Okay, this truth is life. This truth is what? The rivers of living water, man. Okay, how many times have we sat down and watched a video or read something in the scriptures and we're like, oh, that's deep, and then you just get comforted. You just feel like you just got revived again in the spirit. You see how many times does that happen? All the time. Why? Because this word right here is what's it's the life that we need as men. It's the life that we need as the dry bones, and we've been woken up to this thing, man. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, man. So that's basically the point of what the Lord literally taking dry bones and putting life into it and to what? To glorify his name, man. You know what I'm saying? So like back then, how we always give this example, how, you know, even before we got into this truth, none of us was thinking about how we're going to be prophets of the Lord. We had never even heard about no, like, we thought about Israelites, we read in the scriptures, but we never thought that would ever be us. You see, that's like somebody who's dead. You are a chosen person of the Most High, but you don't even know it, and you don't even count yourself as part of the people of the Lord. That's crazy. That's a dead person. You see, but then that life, this word brings that life to you, and you're like, oh shit, time out. I'm actually way more special than these people that I hang out with. That's crazy. You see, you start to depart from that. You start to take away, you put away the old man and you put on the new man. You got it, brother.
I got a precept with Solomon, you know, concerning the Lord said he was going to put that breath right back in them. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of God, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. Okay, so hey, guess what? Like you were saying, that breath, which is the truth, all right, that wisdom, that's what made us alive. Because, you know, like that scripture in Proverbs tells you, the man that wandereth away from understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Okay, hey, it tells you the unbelievers shall die in their unbelief, man. Okay, so it's this truth that makes us alive, man. All right, it makes us alive. Why? Because we have that spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Okay,
it's a truth that differentiates us from niggas to prophets.
Exactly,
you see, it's the truth, because we could literally hang out with people in the world, right? But it's the spirit within us that makes us different. You see, we always use this example, how, you know, most brothers love sports or whatever it is, but things that are in this world that we might engage in where our hearts are not into it, like Jake, whose heart's into it. Like, you got people who actually live and die by things in this world. We just do it to pass time because we're just in here, but we're not of this place.
That's right.
So you have me talk to you about sports, and you might be thinking, damn, bro, that's what's up, yo. But I'm just saying shit because I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really as deep into it as you think I am, or as much as you are. So that's the difference right there. It's the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and through these words that makes us different.
Yeah, you got it. Well, that's really it. All right, that was all the precepts that I had, you know. And hey, Lord willing, that was edifying because hey, that's the time we're in, man. We're not. Listen, we're at the point where we're not reversing. Ain't no more reversing, man. We're accelerating. We're going forward, man. And from here, that's right. From here, all it is elevation. Okay. Elevation, man. The scriptures say the Lord has made us what? Kings and priests, and we shall reign upon the earth. So we're about to elevate to the point of ascend to the point of greater levels than we were even in the past.
That's it.
Okay, because we were on a level, then we fell. Okay, we fell all the way to the bottom, and now we're coming all the way to the top, to the point where we're gonna pass that point where we started at.
That's it.
Okay, that's where the Lord is taking us, and that's why these devils fear. Because now that we've been woken up, man, now that the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai are awake, there's no stopping it. There's no going back.
Mm.
All right, because what happened when the prophets came on the scene? The power of the Lord was manifest, man. You had spiritual power upon the earth. Okay, the name of the Lord was magnified because the microphone, the men who would be speaking it were speaking it. Okay, so guess what? Now that we've been awoken, man, there is no going back. All right, we're only going forward. And that's why the Lord is working more and more, man. Here it is on the Day of Atonement. You had that chariot that was being shot at by the Iranian military, and that happened on the Day of Atonement, man. And all these miracles and all these different prophecies are taking place. Why? Because we've been awoken up and we're prophesying about it.
God.
Okay, so we're in that time, man. All we're looking forward to is more and more works of the Lord, man.
That's it.
All right, and the Lord is getting closer and closer and closer to us.
That's
okay?
it.
So, hey, Lord willing, man. Hey, Lord willing, we just we keep on pushing, man, because the Lord is about to show some. He's about to like step it up, hit the gas all the way, man, pedal to the metal. Okay, and we with that, man. We got our seatbelt strapped and everything. We ready to go. We're ready to go.
That's
so
it.
That was basically. If you got any last words?
Hey, that's pretty much it, man. Well, you pretty much said everything, man. So just finish it off with this, man. Just keep your head up, man, because like the brother said, you see everything. It's all gearing towards the end, and things are about to start getting kicked into gear. Meaning the persecution is coming. Meaning the chip is about to be put on full blast. A lot of different things that's going to test our faith in this truth. So what do we have to do? We got to understand that, listen, this battle doesn't end until we see Yahweh Shai, until we get in some chariots, man.
Right.
So get your mind ready, get your body ready, get your spirit ready, because we're in for a tough ride. And those who have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we're going to make it to the end, man. Right, so don't lose faith. Keep on praying, keep on fasting, keep on pushing, because we're almost out of here, man.
That's right. Hey, so Lord willing, we hope that was edifying unto the elect. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.